Hello everyone, greeting of the day. This is Sashirika and in this video we are going to see the losses in three-phase induction motor. So what are the losses present in my motor is it can be divided into two types. One is constant or fixed loss and the second one is variable loss. So in constant or fixed loss means see it will not at all change if you are going to give whatever happens it will not at all change, right? So the fixed losses can be easily obtained by performing no load test. I am not going to connect any load and I am going to take my I am going to consider my losses, that is known as my constant or fixed loss. So what are those? It is iron or copper loss, then it is mechanical loss, then brush friction losses. These are constant loss and it is known as fixed loss. So again, iron loss is divided into two types: hysteresis and eddy current loss. Eddy current loss is minimized by using lamination. Once you're going to laminate the core, then your eddy current loss is minimized. Then since by laminating the core, the area decreases and hence resistance also increases. That's what when hysteresis you will be getting how you are going to get reduced in the hysteresis losses. The manufacturing material of your motor, you are going to use a graded silicon steel. If you are going to use, your hysteresis loss is reduced. The core loss depends upon frequency of your supply. How much frequency you are going to give, that much you are going to get your core loss. Again, iron loss. Again, frequency of stator is always supplied. Means that's whatever frequency you are going to give, according to that you are going to get losses in the core. That is what they are specifying here. In induction motor, if you are going to see the rotor frequency is about 1.5 Hz because of normal running. The slip will be always in the order of 3%. The slip produced due to the difference between the synchronous speed and as well as your rotor speed. No, that is known as your slip. That will be always your 3% and the rotor loss, core loss is very small when compared to your stator and it is negligible in running condition. Again, mechanical and brush losses. Mechanical losses occur due to the bearings. Output we are going to have a mechanical output now. So that is also having some losses because of you are going to use bearings, and brush friction losses also occur in the motor. These losses are zero at start and with increases losses. Increase with speed. The three-phase induction motor means speed is always constant in induction motor. They are telling initially my losses will be zero and once the speed is going to increase, my losses are also getting increased. So again, variable losses. What are those variable losses? Is stator copper loss and iron loss. Then input to rotor. Again, rotor is also going to have some copper loss now. So that is what they have given. See, input you are going to give rotor. Since you are going to have stator and rotor, you are going to have loss. So stator is having copper loss, iron loss. Input, you are going to give the input to the rotor. Again, rotor is also having copper loss. From there, you are going to get mechanical power developed. Fine. So vintage and friction losses and motor loss, motor output. These are going to be your variable loss. So this is regarding your variable losses. The losses are also called as copper loss. Once my windings are going to get magnetized, I am going to get a copper loss. That's what. See, these losses occur due to current flow. Whenever my current is going to flow in my stator, rotor winding, and so I'm getting a copper loss. As the load changes, current flowing in the rotor changes. Once my current is going to flow is going to be changed, I'm going to have a copper loss. So this is very important. These are the losses up till we are going to see if these many losses are present. Variable losses are there, also there, constant losses also there. Whenever initially the losses are less, once it is going to go for my starting position, I am going to have some problem. Means my losses are going to get increased. This is regarding your variable loss. And next is your power transfer. How my power is transferred to the induction motor. So initially, if you're going to see, I'm going to give a three-phase connection here. Three-phase supply is given to the stator and current flows. Because of the current flow, your rotating magnetic field is produced, right? So you are going to have a stator. Stator is closed. It is a closed structure. So it is going to have a copper loss. That is stator current loss will be produced. Since an RMF is produced here, iron loss will be there in the stator. Iron loss, again, iron loss is of hysteresis and ID current loss, and it is depend upon the supply. If your input is more, again my iron losses will be very more. So from the stator, I'm going to have copper loss also, iron loss also. Fine. So and I'm going to give to the rotor through an air gap. An air gap will be there, and it is of maximum of 0.5 mm. If the air gap is less, no, the efficiency will be higher. If air gap is more, the efficiency will not be more. So the power should cross the air gap, and it has to go and react with your rotor. See, and it has to cross the power gap, and it has to go with the rotor. Active power supply to the rotor is nothing but air gap power. How much power that air can be taken or given to the rotor. This total power generated by the stator, it is given to the rotor through your air gaps. That is known as your active power rotor. Right. So what is my input of my rotor? Input of my rotor is I have to reduce the stator losses. Then only that is my input rotor. Again, this rotor is also having producing the copper loss. Copper loss is also produced in your rotor. And iron loss is because of slip. No, only 3% of your slip is only 3%. So my rotor means that iron loss is very negligible. It is very small, and I'm not going to consider it. Then PM is nothing but your gross mechanical power available. How much power totally I'm going to get from this rotor is known as my PM. Is nothing but my mechanical power. This is nothing but shaft where I'm going to take my mechanical output. No. So this is an useful power. Bearing is also crossed. Again, frictional loss will be there and mechanical loss will be there. Again, vintage and friction loss will be there. I repeat. See, you're going to give supply here. Because of the stator, I'm going to have stator loss, copper loss also, iron loss also. Then the power generated from here, it is given to the rotor, to the air gap, and the air gap should be very much small. Then only I'm going to get a proper output. Means it should be connected properly, right? So it is taken. That is nothing but PR is active power supplied to the rotor. Then the rotor is going to take the power and it is going to start rotating, and it is going to have the copper loss. And iron loss is very less because my slip formed. The slip is nothing but your difference between your synchronous speed and your rotor speed. It is very small, and so I'm going to get neglected. I'm going to neglect it then. So PM is nothing but my mechanical power. How much power I'm going to take gross output, and this is nothing but my shaft, and total P out is nothing but the power taken mechanical out. So that is what I have given here. We are going to give 3-phase √3 VLIL. Again, VLIL is supply voltage, supply current, cos phi is nothing but my power factor. In this manner, that's what initially you are going to give. P2 is nothing but you are going to give the power to the input, to the rotor. If I am going to consider this power, I have to reduce my stator iron and copper loss. P in is nothing but the supply you are giving to the stator. So from the stator, iron loss and copper loss should be reduced when you are going to consider your rotor input. Again, rotor losses are dominantly copper loss. Yes, because I am going to give an input voltage. Current is passing through my windings. So it is, again I said iron loss is very less, so it is not taken. It is generally neglected. And total PM is nothing but my gross mechanical power is calculated by P2 minus rotor copper loss. That's what we are calculating only the copper loss, and I am not going to go for my iron loss because it is very less. Again, PM is nothing but my net output. Next is the efficiency of induction motor. The efficiency is nothing but PO divided by your Pin into 100. This is the efficiency of my induction motor, where I am going to get a maximum at one particular point and it is going to get reduced. So rotor efficiency, rotor gross output divided by rotor input, 1 minus S, and this is the formula to calculate your rotor efficiency. And these are my reference, and thank you.